The Lone Ranger and Tonto Fistfight in Heaven is a collection of short stories written by Sherman Alexie. For the first half, it follows the life of a man named Victor who is Native American. However, for the second half, there is no particular plot, but it follows the lives of many different Native Americans. This is the only known film of this book and will probably be the best film of all time. This stars Evan 1.0 as everyone. In one of the first vignettes, because my father always said he was the only Indian who saw Jimi Hendrix play the Star-Spangled Banner at Woodstock, Victor gives us a brief glimpse into the life of his father. Victor first describes his father as an absentee, drunk father who was never there for him, but gives us a short glimpse at his backstory. He tells the story that his father told him that after his father got out of jail because he was a violent protester, he then became a hippie and went to Woodstock, where he saw Jimi Hendrix famously play the Star-Spangled Banner. He then proceeds to talk about the fact that his father, would always listen to Jimi Hendrix when his father would drink. Therefore, his father became drinking buddies with Jimi Hendrix.
Ladies and gentlemen, playing your Star-Spangled Banner, Jimi Hendrix!
This is the national anthem. God bless America.
You know, kid, I saw Jimi Hendrix play this here guitar at Woodstock. That's a pretty big deal.
The trial of Thomas Builds the Fire is about a man on Victor's reservation that is very eccentric. He is held for trial for holding a young white girl hostage. He goes to trial in front of an all-white jury with some Indian audience members. The judge of the trial pretty much tells Thomas he's going to be guilty, but asks for testimony from Thomas defending himself. Thomas then goes on a rant regarding Native American history in which he claims to be a horse stolen by a white man. He then says that as the horse, he bucks the white man off. He then gives a bunch of other stories that seem like just senseless rants to the white people, but the Indian people are deeply moved by his stories. However, Thomas is ultimately found guilty as expected.
Calling Mr. Builds the Fire to the stand. Do you have any testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I do have testimony. Despite the overwhelming amount of evidence against me, and the fact that I actually did commit this crime, I still believe anything is possible with a growth mindset. So I'm going to prove why I'm not guilty. You see, it was 1859. I was a young bucking bronco. It seemed like nothing was against me. And then I was stolen by a white man. But you know what I did to that white man? I bucked that white man off. I bucked him off time and time again. And that's what I did. A lot. And a bunch of different symbolic stories with the same concept. I know the Indians in here are moved. Is the white jury moved? Mr. Builds the Fire, it is quite clear that you are guilty and the jury has found that. You are now going to jail forever.
In A Train is an order of occurrence designed to lead to some result. Thomas Builds the Fire's grandfather, Samuel Builds the Fire, goes to a bar after a hard day. He tries to be cheerful despite the fact that it is his birthday and he just got laid off of work. and he did not receive any birthday message from his children or grandchildren. He has never drank in his life after seeing what it does to people on his reservation, but he buys his first beer. He recounts an old favorite story about a coyote and then proceeds to drink more and more beers until he leaves the building and gets on a train track and then passes out in front of a passing train. He then dies.
Oh, man. One beer, please. What a rough day. It's my birthday, I go to my job, and I get laid off. And then on top of that, I didn't get a single birthday message from any of my relatives. Finally, my beer. You know, this is the first time I've ever drank. I see what it does to the people on my reservation. It ruins their lives. Man, this all reminds me of an old story about a coyote. I've forgotten how it goes, but I love that story. Guess I'll be left to my beer. Another beer, please. Thank you. Another beer, please. Thank you. Can I get one more beer? Thank you. Oh, man. Well, I'm leaving.